Are you ready to get provoked? You're listening to Can I Live, a show created to excite, ignite, and expose. Let's tune in with your host, R.W. Jones. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. We live streaming. Wake that ass up. It's early as Can I Live? And we are hyped this morning. We are talking about, does Black lives matter to Black lives? Does it really matter? And before we get into anything, I really wanted to kind of share my screen, kind of, tee it up. I'm your host, R.W. Jones, and we got with us our guest, our infamous Dr. Kimberly Mukhtarian. Say hi, Kim.
Hi, good morning, everyone.
Yes. So I'm really excited. I know there's, Black Lives Matter is all over the place, but does it really matter to Blacks? I know I live here in the nation's capital, and just last week or a couple of weeks ago, there was 11-year-old. Actually, I could do better. I could just show you. I'm going to show you actually what I'm talking about. Let's do this. So recently, this 11-year-old boy, what was his name? Devon McNeil. He was shot in the head at an anti-violence rally in Anacostia, D.C. on the 4th of July, I believe it was. And they're just out there loving, cooking, laughing, enjoying. And here comes some dudes. No one really knows who they are. They said they arrested one person. There might be like 5 other suspects. I don't have a whole bunch of details, but guess what? This is not new. Here's an 11-year-old boy that was shot to death, and he wasn't even the target, number one. Here's another little disturbing, let me get my little, oh no, this is it. Here's a feature of a young man here in the district, brutally jumped by about 18 other young men. And it took 18 boys to jump this one guy. Actually, he's not a guy. He's a young man. And that was my son. Him and his brother both were jumped, hospitalized by other Black people, other Black young men. And as I kind of tee it up, because I know, Kim, you're going to chop it up. So I'm going to stop sharing at this moment. If this young man had been shot by a white cop, Reverend Al Sharpton, Jesse James Jackson, I don't know, that's his real name. Everybody and their damn mama, the congressional reps, Biden, everybody would have been out here trying to get their little political props if he was shot by a white man. So on one hand, and we would have been just toe up, sharing it on Facebook, viral, enraged with righteousness in the nation, cracker this, cracker that, fuck the police. I mean, we would be going in, as we have with all the others that have been murdered by white men. So I'm trying to understand, how come we don't go ham in the paint when we ourselves, our Black folks, go in that goddamn street and shoot a fucking, let me calm down, and shoot a little child? How come there's nobody going ham in the paint for that? This mother is grieving the loss of her son, but we're not going ham. I don't hear. Do I hear? Let me hold on. Let me see if I hear some goddamn protests. I don't hear no protests going on for Devon. I don't hear no protests going on. And so I know white folks is probably thinking, how they get mad at us? They upset at us. I think we lost Kim for a minute. She'll come back in. But I think they're like, how they get mad at us, and they kill each other every day. So I know Kim is going to come in here. She don't even have to hear the rest of all of this, because I know she's going to chop it up, because it's from a both natural perspective. I'm giving you the natural. I'm giving you what we're thinking. I'm giving you what we're sensing, what we're feeling in a natural, what we perceive as real, which, your senses tend not to lie, quote, quote. And I just get fed up because I'm a mom of 4 sons. And so the last thing I've always feared as a mother raising 4 Black men is that one day, yes, my sons won't make it home. Or yes, one day they will get beat by the police, arrested unlawfully, or charged with some crime that they didn't commit. So yeah, those are all fears that are, with any mom, I think, raising Black men in America for sure. What I do know is I think there's this double standard. So as I continue to kind of serve it up for Kim, I'm waiting for her to get back online. Jesus Christ. Why is there this double standard? How is it that we can kill our own but let a white man kill us is a problem? So take it even a step further. I said how we could kill our own. What happens to me, okay, is that when we say, is there any love in the community, or do we have love for one another? Somebody knows this ain't the first son. This ain't the first death. I mean, Jesus, there's hundreds. We could go to hundreds, and this is DC. You could go to Chicago, New York, Philly, Ohio. You could go to all of these places, and you're going to see the same thing. Where's the accountability one to another? That's what I want to know. I don't know. I have to now, put a call into Kim because Jesus, I need us to get our little internet together. Because I do want her to chime in right about now. What is she doing? Here we go. Ridiculous. Because then she's just going to have to join by phone. Hopefully that you guys can hear her. Kim.
I have a shortage and it blanked out. So I got it where it don't do it no more.
Okay, because I got you on the phone because we got to hear from you no matter if it's on this damn phone or if it's live. But are you signing back in? Is it working now?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm on. I'm getting in.
Okay, so good. I hope you don't knock us off Facebook.
No.
Okay, well, stay on the phone just in case until you come in.
Yeah, I'm on.
I don't see you in the room.
No, I'm getting on, but I'm on the phone with you is what I'm saying.
Okay, well, I hope everybody can hear Kim. So...
Hi, everyone. Please, pardon my technical difficulties. We won't have this problem anymore every week.
Yeah, every week, right? This is, yeah. Mm-hmm. So what I was just saying, I didn't really get too deep into the other fabric of what I wanted to say because you wasn't on the phone. But now that you're here, what I was also going to say is, where is the love that we have one for another? Like, I love my sons dearly. I love myself. I love my community. I love your sons. I love your sons. I love our people so much that I'm going to make sure that I raise my children in a manner that won't dishonor, hurt, bring harm to others. Now, in the event that should ever happen, I'm going to hold them accountable, which means that at the end of the day, I'm not going to protect their wrongdoing. If they did something wrong, they have to answer for that. I'm not protecting that because I love them and I love you and I love my community. And I just don't know if it's just a part of this sick ass trauma that we have, but I'm really ready for answers. I'm really ready to find out why is this happening from a truth perspective. So the truth that we give you today, truth needs no defense, really. However, you can only walk out the truth till a higher truth is revealed. And either the truth today is going to be just smashed or elevated, one or the others. And so, Kim, I don't know if you want to chime in, if you're ready to come into this room. I'm ready to get this little battle on. Let me get my little battle sign, we about to get into this ring, this little natural versus spiritual. Come on now, we ready?
Wow.
I got the bell.
Have I been invited to the ring? Oh, wow.
Yes, I got the bell for your ass. Let's go. Let's get it. Come on, let me do that again. Ready?
Well, I'm ready.
Come on.
I am absolutely ready. Well, thank you so much, Raquel and Can I Live, for inviting me on. I think that I bear witness to some of your pain, looking at the mass murders that have happened in our communities. And, in all fairness, you usually call me in to make sure that I stay grounded and foundational. That way, my opinion is not what you hear as much as you get sound doctrine. And let me just say this, that looking at this atrocity in our communities day after day, week after year, city after city, and no one having the answers.
Day after day.
And, let's be honest with ourselves. Are we really dealing with the symptom, or are we dealing with the root? Because the outcome is death. Yes, the wages of sin is death, but the gift of God is eternal life. So let's just talk about the wage. Let's talk about how someone may have waged war on us before we even picked up their guns. Maybe this is reaping what someone has already sowed. So if you sow death, this is what you get back. This is the outcomes of America to the Black community. And
so how come we not shooting them? Why, if they did wrong to us, why we not going out? And I'm not condoning violence as if because you did wrong to me, I'm supposed to go pick up my armor, my rifle. Here you go. I'm not supposed to just pick up my stuff and go shoot up every white person I see. I'm not saying that that's the case. I'm just going back and just asking you, if we've been wronged, why don't we do wrong back to who has wronged us? Just like in the street, it's the code of the honor, it's the honor code or whatever damn system it is. You get Tyrone people coming to get you. They Quan them coming to get you. You went over their turf, they coming back to you. How come we can't go on the master's turf if we even know where their turf is?
So let me ask you this.
What is wrong? What's wrong? Your microphone. You just went dark, black. Your microphone. You okay?
I can.
Okay,
I can hear you.
Okay, go ahead.
I can hear and see you all.
Yeah, I can see you too. You look beautiful.
Thank you so kindly. Likewise. So let's just, I think we want some fast answers, but let's just be honest. We didn't get here overnight. And we would have to deal with this thing from where the root is instead of the outcome. Yes, the outcomes are murders or senseless murders, but let's talk about where this all started from. Black America got over here in chains.
What?
We arrived here in chains. And since the day we got here, they have been undermining our progress ever since. Now, and let me ask you this, even from the beginning, from the time that we've gotten here, initially you had insurrections. You had Africans, enslaved Africans trying to overthrow. But eventually what happen is over time, you digress based off of the terrorism. Now, we don't want to talk about domestic terrorism that has been inflicted upon our own people. So over the years, you start seeing this waning of complacency. You go from, I'm going to violently fight you back to, I'm just going to run away from slavery. You only had you only can hear about Nat Turner becoming violent enough to not just leave, but to kill his masters as well.
So hold on, pause, because I feel like a lot of the listeners right now is like, oh God, don't take me down the slavery trap. Don't take me down the history. Like, does everything have to come from freaking slavery? And if Absolutely. So, okay, because I guess that's the epitome or the beginning of what we know as our history here in America. And it's been some real kind of, effed up history. But okay, go back. You want to go back for the sake of this argument, does Black lives really matter to blacks? All of those slaves on that plantation,
no,
and them feudal white folks with them damn guns, we couldn't kill them all at the time. They were doing heinous shit. We couldn't kill them all at that time. We was traumatized even then.
Yes, absolutely. And I think that's the problem. I think we have underestimated the mental descent that has happened over time. Now, lucky for people such as yourself and me, we have been able to bounce back, get education, get some God, get some things in our lives that build up that value. But let me say this, how many of us in that same situation go back and pour back into the lower class populations? How many of us build any kind of systems for them to come out of that plantation back into our networks or back into our enterprise? How many of them come back into already prepared for them? Not many. You got
the devil in your internet. That's number one. But let me just ask you this, number two. Yeah, okay, fine. How many come back? How many times we gotta? I'm so tired of their freaking excuses as to why we get the fucking jackass pass. We can fucking murder our own, kill our own fucking kids. Excuse my language, but don't excuse it. Kill our own fucking kids, and we gotta charge it up to motherfucking, what you say? Trauma. Yeah, okay, trauma. Let's put trauma right here.
Okay,
right?
And then stop.
Okay.
Trauma by itself, you have to deal with it. It is not a magic pop. It's not a magic word. It's like, oh, we found the answer. Now let's deal with it. Because let me tell you who else has trauma. Your master. Your master has trauma. And his trauma has affected everything in his sight. You keep forgetting that this master was not a Christian. He was a conqueror. He went about the land conquering everything. And I think, let me just say this, as a Black woman who studied history, we're not talking about history. History is right now as we speak. And conquerors never stop conquering. If God said we're conquerors, do you think they stop conquering? Do you think they don't stop building? If not, then why are we still talking about gerrymandering lines? Why are we still talking about how you advancing?
Why we not talking about this internet issue? Why is this internet? The internet. Why you keep going in and out? Like you keep spacing out.
I don't know, because I could see you
perfectly. Because you on a roll. So wait a minute. Okay, hold on. Don't even. I'm gonna cut you right at the Jerry fucking Mandarin. Cross up. Just stop. Okay, go back. You said master has trauma. Okay, so because then I can follow that rabbit down that hole. Because I can say, what if in fact the cops that kill us, and we not gonna get off topic, y'all, I promise. We coming back. But, you know, we got to go down this way because it's not a linear pathway. It's not a linear thought. It's not a linear answer. It's a peeling away. It's a discussion. But if you see cops doing what you see, to me, when I see that, they could be racist. They could be part of the goddamn Klan. Absolutely. But I also see a very traumatized, fearful, sick people. And does that mean that, and if it was just cops, then I will say that the line of work, the line of duty has traumatized them in itself. But it's not just cops. Cops just have this expression because they are allowed to use brute force.
And I don't think, let me say this, I don't think we're talking about cops. I said master. Now, master is not just a cop. Master is any white supremacist. That could be the CEO of Google. That could be that could be any person who feels like they have to dominate another. Because remember now, you like to go biblical with me. When he talked about giving us dominion over anything, the fowls of the air, the fish in the sea, he never gave us dominion over people. They were considered our brother.
You said because your internet the devils. was in the internet course. You said that God didn't give us dominion over the people. That's what you said, right?
That is correct. He never told us to dominate people. He never told us to use people as an advantage. He never told us to use people for profit. He never told us to use people to further your agenda. So when you've been brainwashed for that many years, and I think that's the part that we're missing, that over time, people break down. And it's not even the people, let me go back. It's not the people who are murdering each other with a gun. That's killing. The scripture says, he that hate his brother is a murderer.
Wait a minute, go back. The devil's in the internet. Go say it again.
He that hate his brother is a murderer.
He that hates his brother is a murderer. True.
And eternal life.
Now let's pause right there because I like that.
No, wait. I'm going to stop you.
Go ahead.
He said he that hates his brother is a murderer. He didn't say he that shoot his brother. He didn't say he that stabbed his brother. He said he that hates his brother is a murderer, which tells you that murder is even worse than killing. We're looking at the senseless kills, but the murders took place long before that person got killed, and it came from hate. Now, when you hate an entire population, you're going to see a whole population die. And I'm not talking about the gun. I did not say he that shoots somebody with a gun.
Hold on. Let's just right now pause, because we just going to lift up the Holy Ghost and let them put them internet wires like in a holy chokehold, because we can't have you breaking up during the most critical parts of this freaking podcast.
So call me on the phone.
No.
Call me.
No.
Okay.
Go back. Say what you just said. You said, because if we have murderers, then you'll see a whole generation
kill. So when he says he that murders he that hates his brother is a murderer. To murder someone is to have hate in your heart. To kill is an act. What we're seeing is them killing one another. But they kill because they hate. They don't even have to know the person that they kill. The hate is really not for the person they kill. They don't know that person.
Mm-hmm.
The hate comes from within. But that comes from their brother. It comes from their brother. Let the weak say I'm strong. So those who are dominating us hate us. And in turn, it gives off the same results or the same reciprocal of hate. We impose hate onto the next person. You don't even know who you killed because you hate. I know, because I represent so many that I have to say, well, what's his name? And they don't know the person's name that they killed. They did a drive-by. You just let out bullets because you hate yourself. You don't even hate the other person. Jesus. You don't even hate the person you jumped. You don't even know the person that you jumped. It's just a release out of hate off of you onto somebody else. It's the frustration. It's the release of the bullet. It's the release of the power of their chokehold on you onto someone else. So we have to ask, who got you in the hole? Who got you in a fix? Who beat you down to the point you want to inflict the pain on someone else? You don't have to know their name. You don't know if they're brilliant. You don't know if they're stupid. And if you did know, obviously, you wouldn't be shooting him because you know he's in the same boat. Or unless you hate him too because he is in the same boat and he can't help you. So now you hate your brother because y'all in the same fix. And nobody will hate.
I just got a black eye. Let me go sit down in the corner. I need the little people to come put on my, what they put the little wax on the eyebrows, and I need my mouth guards. Because as you were talking, I really did feel some type of liberation in my soul. My soul was somewhat liberated to know, okay, that sounds right. That sounds.
But propaganda will not allow us to view it that way, because if it did, it would say to us that we now have a mental health crisis based off of hate that was given to us.
Okay, shush. I'm a bing, bing, bing. Get the referee. Stop, please. Somebody get the referee, because I hold on. Wait a minute. Truth sets you free. You shall know the truth, because the truth shall set you free. Okay. Ooh, I'm able to breathe. I'm able to feel like that is working. That truth is working for me. Okay. Slow down and continue along that train of thought. Go ahead.
Well, thank you. Round three.
So
then our question is, where is the root of this hate coming from? And are we going to address the root, or are we going to talk about the symptoms? Because remind you now, the same murder that happens that allows us to kill our brother with a gun also won't allow us to do business with each other. Remember, the weapon doesn't matter. It's the hate in our heart.
He who hates his brother is a murderer. So the spirit of hate has manifested itself into a people. And in that manifestation, those people express this hate in different ways. Whether it's okay.
That's why you have 40 churches on one corner and none of them speak to each other. That's why over here in Raleigh, you have First Baptist, the black church, and First Baptist, the white church.
Oh, Jesus.
So that's why
you get me.
That's why you have the Democrats and the Republicans, and the Bible said a house divided against itself shall not stand. That is why you so then the murder. We're not you talking about killing. That's the killing. That part comes from the gun, comes from the lower level of killing. So that gun represents the lower education. That's why you gave them same guns to police officers, because they are your lower class of career. It doesn't take anything to become a police officer except be 18, legal, no drugs, no felonies, and you can be a police officer. They were not very educated. They were not very educated as slave catchers either. They didn't have a degree. So you just got thugs versus thugs. Civilized, you got trained thugs and untrained thugs killing each other on the street. That's what your classism is.
You better shut your mouth and keep talking at the same time. Jesus Christ. I feel liberated, y'all. I don't know about you. Oh, my soul feel like somebody is fanning it. I got to fan myself with my fan, because I'm getting, it's hot. Ooh, I feel liberation.
So you start talking about your cops that come out of rural areas. Come on, they just start getting computers inside of their cars. They were just running around catching people. They're not your scholars. So you got thugs for thugs. That's what you got.
Shout it up.
Thugs for thugs. One is organized, the other one is not.
Hey, da 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 da.
One has forefathers who told them that they could go and do whatever they wanted to. The gang members got big homies that told them to do what they wanted to. You got thugs for thugs. And so guess what? It doesn't matter, because they were never designed to put on their clothes and protect the most vulnerable population. And that population knows that they are targets. So guess what? Because they say with their mouth that they love them and they protect them, but we all know they won't even announce crack as a crisis. You can shut down entire neighborhoods because of crack and displace them. And no police officer say we are having a hard time.
I'm gonna get the chokehold. Get him in the chokehold.
They would get him in. Absolutely.
No. I'm talking about the people for the things that's in the internet courts over there by you. I gotta choke them up in the spirit
I
first.
just saw it flash.
You
So
saw
let
it.
me
Okay.
so let me say this: murder is hatred.
Amen. Murder's hatred. Okay.
That's the foundation. And then they taught you how to hate yourself because you can't do anything about their hatred. See, once you can't do anything about their hatred on you, you begin to internalize it.
Hold on. You just said, hold on. Once, because we can't do anything about that hatred, and I'm not gonna lie, that fucking hatred is some old diabolical, I can't fathom in my freaking mind.
Absolutely.
I can't reason in my heart, but I feel it in my soul. And you're right. I don't know how to deal with that hate, because who the hell hates somebody that goddamn much where you will do these heinous things that you have done over the course of years and still do today? How much hate? Like, what the hell did we do to your whole forefathers' families? What did we do that you would hate us so much?
Right.
That shit is like sickening to my soul. That shit brings tears to my eye, because I'm here. I was born. I'm trying to live my own life, make my own way prosperous. I'm trying to do what you're trying to do, but you hate me so.
You hate me.
And yes, I feel that pain. I feel that shit.
And lucky for us, we have education. Lucky for us, we even know how the system works. We can even go in and start manipulating with laws. But what about the lower educated people who do not know how this is operating? All they know is they just get the backlash or the fire that comes from that hate. And there is nothing no one can do except lock them up, because all they have is this anger and this fight in them. And if they're not fighting in the streets with their hands because nobody's giving them tools, then they're gonna shoot, because that's all they feel in their spirit. And so where's the body of Christ that says, I will relieve your pain? Come in. Remember now, during the civil rights movement, they were able to run the church. And guess what? They bombed the churches too. They bombed Birmingham, Alabama's churches. Dylan Roof 5 years ago went to church and shut up the church. There is no refuge or safety for hate. You have to call hate out. You can't say, why he should somebody. You have to say, why you make so bad you make entire populations kill one another. We want to blame the victims, but we don't want to talk about the villains.
Okay, pause, because don't forget your internet. And when you're on a roll, it just go in and out. So some of this stuff you're going to have to repeat. I'm going to have to bring it back. So while we want to talk about the victim, let's talk about first. Okay, so like with the 11-year-old boy, Devon, recently shot here in DC, and all the other murders that have happened. We do it because this spirit of hate. So none of us are addressing the spirit of hate. I love that, because we've not had that conversation. I've not heard that fucking conversation in the news or internet, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. I don't hear addressing the spirit of hate, because now when you address the spirit of hate, you got to call in, quote, quote, maybe those that's supposed to be tuned into the spirit, or those that's damn near the damn protectors of the damn guardians of the spirit realm, this damn church folks and all these other things. And so it brings in another conversation, the spirit of hate. And if we could for a minute, when you said that we should address the spirit of hate, I think on a whole nother episode, because I don't know if we could dig in it today. Okay, that spirit of hate, is it by choice, or is it just by nature that this is who the fuck you are? And if that's the case, then you are the adversary. You are the wicked one. And if we can identify who our enemy is, then maybe we can work to unravel ourselves from all that he has created. Because the spirit of hate, though it might show and be expressed in certain ways that produce violence, is also expressed in certain ways that produce bondage and oppression, that eventually can produce violence.
It sets up entire systems. Hate links itself.
So all these systems have been, hold on, pause, because I'm going somewhere. So the spirit of hate, you can't take the spirit of hate on and off. You can't say, okay, well, today I'm operating the spirit of hate, so I'm just going to just fuck up these group of people today. No, the spirit of hate is all in who you are and your nature. You operate and you do. It's your being. So everything you create comes from the spirit of hate, which I would agree that every system that we have today is stemmed from, it's so indoctrinated, it's such a part of our life. I don't even think we realize that every system right now is created with the spirit of hate.
That is correct. That is correct. And that's why it's very hard to decode it. So what they would have us do is talk about the symptoms. But they refuse to allow us to say this stuff is packaged in hate. It was dipped in hate. It was marinated in hate. And it was presented. And even in its hate, it's presented as love. Like, oh, we're going to take care of you. But no, they're enabling. And that's where you have the fight between the Democrats and the Republicans. No, they disenfranchise you. Then you run to the Democrat Party to save you. And then they keep you there and then say, we're going to rescue you from them. So they just toss us back and forth like puppets because it's still, you can't break free of a lie if you don't want to express that it's a lie. You have to, first of all, call it what it is.
But why? Let me ask you this. Are blacks the only one that's a part of this lie? Is the Asians not? Is the Native Americans not? The Russians, the Swedish, the Jews, are they not? We're all a part of the lie, but how come it just impacts us such in a different way?
Well, here's what I know. I think honestly, there is no such thing as race. There's only one race, the human race. There is not a pattern for black people and a pattern that God made for white people. And I honestly believe that black, because of our hue. See, a hue is a tint or shade. A hue is a tint or shade.
What?
Hue means tint or shade.
Okay.
Hue means tint or shade. You can only be light, dark, a tint, or a shade. That's what we are. And I believe that when they classified us, they hated the darkness. They feared the darkness of the lighter you are, the more acceptable you are. The more, remember now, during slavery, they even broke us up in classes of mulatto, and the lighter you were, the less threatening you were. And dark was bad, and so dark women was bad, and dark men was bad, and so so still they hate the darkness, which means they hate themselves because they know.
Your internet, golly, Jesus. God damn. Unmute yourself. It's on mute. I love the internet, but I hate it.
Okay. Go ahead. So they hate the hue, which means they hate themselves because we didn't make ourselves dark. They didn't make themselves light. That's a God issue, which means that their fight is really not with us. Their fight is with God. But they can't beat up God for making them their shade.
So you're saying that their hate is stemming from a place that they hate who they are? Well, they would have to hate who they are because you couldn't. Because what is that? He says, I pray above all things that you prosper and be in good health, even as your soul prospers. There's something about the soul of a man that says, like, I don't even know how you sleep at night if you do this stuff during the day and you have destroyed these lives. You have literally lied in the court. You have obstructed justice. You have padded charges. You have put people in jail. You have destroyed families, and you don't give a damn. Your soul is so bankrupt. So you obviously, let's check Master's fucking mental shit right now.
So can I put a pause there?
Bastards.
So let me say this. You know why they don't have to have a conscience?
Why?
because they put their hate under legalese.
Ooh, shut it up. Excuse me. I need to go. I need the referee. I need to go sit down. I need some water. You know how to squirt all that goddamn water in your face. They put it under what?
Legalese.
Meaning?
That means if I can hate you under law, then I'm protected from any kind of penalty. As long as I agree under law, under society, that I can do this to you. We the people, democracy, says that I have the rights. That's why girl, you better get off my soapbox.
Oh, Jesus, give me my little cocoa butter. I got my little cream, y'all. I'm about to put it all on my face. Oh, I'm getting jabbed up here. Oh, Jesus. Oh, God.
That's why gerrymandering will never be punished, because they put their divide and conquer spirit under legalese.
So you telling me because these fools can make it legal in the land of the living, that they can go to sleep at night?
That is correct. I can kill you. I can rape you. And that is the problem with our men. They do not know how to decode that lie. That lie is embedded in the fabric of being an American. And we did not come from America. We came from a spiritual place that did not allow, we didn't have legal law in Africa that allowed us to rape anybody. We had to so you're talking to a people who are spiritual, who do not give themselves the right to rape and maim and euthanize, eugenics, enslave, none of those things based off of law. You cannot sell someone.
Like, I don't know if a lot of people do know. I know we talking, does Black Lives really matter? Yeah, it matters. And obviously, this simple answer on one hand is unveiling all of this stuff on the other. But just like the eugenics program, which is known as now Planned Parenthood, yeah, it was inhumane to start killing all the Black, feeble, slow, unpure kids. And so they made it some nice little language, under good language, marketing, propaganda. Now it's Planned Parenthood. Now it's like, hey, you can actually, abort your child when you get pregnant. But it was always, that's why they're in our neighborhoods and they ain't in nowhere else. But that's a whole nother topic for a whole nother show.
So then the question is,
I see it.
So if we reciprocated the hate, you got you. So get your punch. I'm about to punch you in the head.
Oh, Jesus, wait, go ahead.
Put your stuff on. Right. So if we were legal just like them, under legalese, then you would see more of our Black cops killing white kids. Now, you think we outraged when white cops kill Black kids, but let there be where Black cops start killing white kids. Do you think they're gonna march in the street?
Hell no.
Okay, so do you think that if we were really equal to them and we were functioning under legalese, do you think we would be allowed to do eugenics on them?
But here's the deal. No, I know that answer is no, but here's another thing that I really know. And I was talking to my girlfriend last night. I was like, I don't even know if it's in us to do it. So on one hand, you see, I was watching like YouTube and all of these chains and how white folks, these white women be fake calling the police when they see a Black man. Oh my God, he's killing me. He just hit me upside the head. He's gonna rape me. Like this fucking shit that they've been doing for all of these years. If we were a violent people by nature, let's just talk about that really quickly. Because yeah, I know y'all believe the hype of what you see in these goddamn newspaper. And yes, I see us killing each other, yes. And as we saw today and heard today, it's because of the spirit of hate that we are expressing it in this manner. However, if we have actually, back in the day, if we were a violent people when they brought us over there, we would have slit their throats in the middle of the night. We would not have endured 400 years of slavery if we were violent in nature. And the nature that has been imposed upon us is the violent nature. for
Absolutely.
sure, that have either put us in fear, that have either put us in some type of chokehold or ideology to think and do otherwise. So I want people to start to understand that, yes, the narrative was built to do exactly what it's doing right now.
That is correct.
Systems was built to support the narrative. The
That is
narrative
correct.
goes out, the shit happens. The guns come into our neighborhood. We don't make guns. We don't manufacture guns.
Nor do we do drugs.
Huh?
Nor do we manufacture drugs.
So they come into our neighborhoods, and it's like the perfect recipe for disaster, right? And we then take the economic opportunities out. We don't allow economic opportunities to come into these areas. They call them low income for a reason. People in rich areas are not getting shot by drive-bys. So this is a fucking systematic, entrenched, very, very, and I don't think we know how to pull ourselves out, how to unravel. It's like a braid. How do you start to unravel the braid?
And then you're also brainwashed to believe that you're the problem.
Shut up. Yes.
You're brainwashed to believe, look at you guys, look at how you all are doing yourselves.
Yeah.
You know,
they got grant monies to help you fix it. Go help them get a job. Go help them with their fucking resume. Go help the Black people who just got out of jail go acclimate back to motherfucking society.
Right. When in reality, when we were in slavery, we was always employed.
And then your ass can't get a job now when they gotta pay your ass.
Right. So and then they don't even want to pay you what you're worth. So you would rather stay on welfare.
Shut up.
So look at how extreme these systems are. You go from being a valuable, matter of fact, when you was a slave, your brother was not even allowed to kill you because you were worth, your property value was so high. You could not kill each other on the plantation. There was no murders on the plantation. Your master could not even kill you. There was a law that says your master could not kill you.
So pause right there. So what I want y'all to see, now come on now, I know it's hitting you like jab, because I done got jabbed a couple times my goddamn self. But listen what she said. When we was on the plantation, that spirit of hate still there. But because it was illegal, they protected and enforced and made sure that we didn't even kill ourselves on the slave plantation because we were so valuable even to the slave owners in that time. And if we even dared tried, I'm sure we would probably get murdered ourselves because now we're taking money out of master's fucking hands.
Right.
I gotta stop. I'm gonna try.
So when we look at those type of transitions, and now we're up to this part right here, you gotta wonder. I know we're not the masterminds behind this. We're not the masterminds behind it.
Hell no.
So let's go back to Master. Let's go back to Master.
What fucking trauma did Master get? Master got trauma. Master got trauma, and we are experiencing the expression of the hate that has been bestowed upon us. Master got motherfucking problem. He got issues. He got who is gonna call? Who is addressing his shit? And what is it? Where does that hate come from? That diabolical devil shit.
And let me tell you something. For him to put anything, his hate and legalese is his fist against God. To tell him that says, I can do what I want to. I'm the landlord of the land. I rule the land. I rule the people, and I rule the resources. And you can't do anything about it if we come together. Remember, the Tower of Babel was scattered because they came as one to overthrow God, to build the Tower of Babel. They came together as one. So again, when you get a people who come together that says, I'm going to do what I want to do in the earth, and I don't care what you say because you're doing it to me. Matter of fact, I'm going to get the guns and terrorize everybody else. And if you want to survive on my land, you got to do what I do. So now we got people.
Chokehold. I got to get the chokehold. Say that again.
So now you have it, whereas in order for you to be a part and stay on Master's plantation, you got to do it how Master say do. So now you everybody running to be a part of the government. Everybody's running to do the programs. Your body gonna tell you to get up out the bed. Your whole body gonna wake you up. Your whole natural body. You ain't got to tell me to get a job, because my natural body is gonna tell me to get up and do something.
Your who body?
My whole body.
Oh.
So here again, we've been programmed, and Master has had control for so many years until we're so far out there in the ocean under legalese. We're so far until we start blaming the racists.
How do we get back? What do we do? Okay, Master's fucked up. He's diabolical. He don't even know why he probably do the stuff he do. He probably want to do something different. Maybe I know the people that's married to Master. Some of them, they screaming out for help. How do we help them? Or is there any help for them?
Well, absolutely it is. We're going to go back to truth. He said the truth should make us free. So we were supposed to declare the truth. And we're supposed to preach the gospel of the kingdom. The kingdom is what we're supposed to be talking about, not legalese or democracy, or if you're a Republican or Democrat. We're preaching the wrong gospel. None of that stuff matters or works. As you can see, we're still fighting lines right now to this day. So fighting, voting, and other things. So again, we have to go back to what we were supposed to be. And it's not that far away. It's just over the shores. I mean, it's not that far away. Yeah. And then too, we have to implement righteousness. We have to say, listen, we're not funding that. Our labor is not going to fund that.
It won't work for that. Like there's the scripture, my favorite scripture, when the Proverbs 29:2 says, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked rule, the people mourn. Some say, and variation said the people mourn, cry out, go into hiding. And so,
and then I hope, and it should be saying as well, the people commit genocide upon themselves. Yeah. They commit genocide upon themselves. They
the people rejoice, but when the wicked rule, the people kill themselves and commit genocide on each other and jump each other and hate themselves and express that hatred among other things.
That is correct. That is correct. So until
because okay. So if that's the case, help me out, because this is the truth. Everybody's not out there killing each other. Everybody's not. Now, I think the way we're expressing it is because based on what we have available to us, the tools that we have available to us, the resources that are available to us, because it would be no different if you took our communities and you flooded them with bow and arrows. Niggas will get shot in the head with bow and arrows. So it does matter. And everybody in every community is not getting shot. So this spirit of hate has manifested itself through a people, not just a Black people, through an Asian people, through a Jewish people, through a Hispanic people, through a people, because the spirit of hate knows no respect of persons. Spirits are not respected of persons. It just goes. And I might have tamed my flesh and brought it under a certain subjection to ensure that I don't go that far as to breaking the law, because I don't want to go to jail. But that doesn't mean that my hatred cannot be expressed in a manner that says, I will, no, even if I know you killed the man, I'll lie in court and say you didn't.
Right.
Or I'll protect you even though you're wrong. I'll you know what I'm saying? So everybody has an expression and it's playing out and walking out an expression of this hate. Now, I don't want to say everybody, because I do believe some of them on the righteous side doing the righteous thing.
Well, that's why when God told Abraham, he said, is there one righteous in the land before he destroyed it? He couldn't find nobody because everybody was tied to the same system. They was all together. They were accessory after the fact. They were a part of it. And we never really talk about the weapons, because who cares what the weapons are? If our young people don't use guns and knives, forks, and bow and arrows, then redlining, blockbusting, withholding certain things from your brother is a weapon.
Yeah.
Everybody is not going to use a gun and a bow and arrow. And I think we look at that because it's extreme. That's extreme. But we don't want to talk about that pen, the power of the pen, where you just wrote a whole generation of people off based off of a certain law. True. You didn't even give them access.
Yeah. So weapons don't have to be guns. So let's not listen, share this, like us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. I don't even know if it's like, subscribe on YouTube, like on Facebook, tweet, follow. Please get this message out, share this message, because this is the next phase. This is the furthering. This is the truth that we have to walk into, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know if you got ears to hear. I don't know if you got eyes to see and a heart to feel, but this truth here is the next level, and we're walking in it because God has released it in the earth to do so. But what she just said was so freaking profound, because everybody's weapon is different. And as the weapons that have been given unto us, or have been bestowed unto us, the weapon of the pen, legislating. Whereas if blacks move into your neighborhood, your property value go down. You have legislated weapons that ain't just mere rifles and you know, whatever else they're using out there. Jesus, Lord, help us, Father God. Our time is up, Kimmy Wimmy. That's what James calls you. Where's my Kimmy Wimmy? Kim, yes. You are just I love you to life. I love you to life, and I thank you for this time. I know that eventually we'll probably go to doing a podcast every morning because we have so much to release in this time. But
absolutely,
that was profound. I don't know about y'all. I know the hour has come upon us really quickly. I'm liberated. I was confused in the beginning. I didn't know why we keep killing each other. But I understand. I understand now. So I won't ever say, does Black lives really matter to Blacks? Yes, it matters to Blacks. I think according to Blacks, all lives matter. We didn't orchestrate this shit. We just a part of this shit, and we trying to get out of this shit. I'm hopefully next podcast I could work on my cursing. I'm gonna work on my cursing. But close us out, Kim. Do something. Bring us into another truth. Say a prayer. Seal it in love. Do something.
Oh, wow. Well, you know what? I just want to say to our viewing audience and listening audience that truth is our banner. And that no matter where you are, never be afraid to stand in truth. No matter what you see, know what you know, which is totally different. And we appreciate you for being that truth and for being that word that goes out into the earth. May you continue to be the executioner of who he is in the earth, so every lie will be dispelled.
Amen. Amen, amen. Thank you, guys. Subscribe to our YouTube. We see you next Tuesday, same time, same place. You listen to the Can I Live podcast with your host, R.W. Jones, and our guest, Dr. Kimberly McTerrian. See you guys.